The final battle for Everlost has begun. I am the supplier. Okay, so the reason for this mid-month video is I won a book. I won a book from Neal Shusterman off of his Facebook page. And if you don't know who Neal Shusterman is, he's the author of such books as Unwind and Bruiser and the Dark Fusion series and The Schwa Was Here and Nancy Does Time, as well as a number of other books. And there's a link somewhere on the screen that'll take you to his homepage. Anyway, he posted a couple of trivia questions on his Facebook page and said if you're the first person to answer correctly, you can win a book. So I went and I looked, and one of the questions was about Old Man Crawley's dogs from The Schwa Was Here, and I was like, I'm not gonna go look up his dogs. The other question was about Ralphie Sherman. And if you've read any Neal Shusterman, you may have noticed that the character of Ralphie Sherman appears in most, if not all, of his novels, and he's usually saying something that absolutely nobody believes. But he doesn't have any real hefty standalone text. The question was about Ralphie Sherman's sister, and what her name is. I saw the question, I was like, ooh, I know where to find that. So, I came into my library here, which you can see, and I pulled a book off the shelf. This one, from 1996, Mindquakes. And there's a story in it about Ralphie Sherman and a jacuzzi, and the first thing he says in this story is his sister's name. And it turns out to be Roxanne. And she is his younger sister. And I posted it on Facebook, and I won a book. And I was like, yay, I won a book! But I have almost all of Neal Shusterman's books. So I would love to give this book to a student. So when I emailed him to claim my book, which could be any book except for Bruiser, which you can see I already have. I bought it when it came out because I met him in 2009, and he was talking about it, and I had to wait until 2010 to get the books. Yeah. Anyway. So I emailed him and I said, can you make it out to my student because he is moving away and I would like to give him something to remember me by. And on Thursday, I went to check my mailbox at school and I had a package and I was like, yay, and I did my happy dance. But I opened it up and there was Unwind signed copy for my student and something else that I was not expecting. And that is the purpose of this video, and that I will show you right now. This is an advanced reader copy of Everfound. Everfound does not come out until May 3rd. And in it, he wrote to me, to Laura, because you gave away your copy of Unwind to a student. He also included a sticky note that says, blog and review it and spread the word, which I promptly did. Well, not the blogging and reviewing part, because I haven't read it yet and won't get to it till next week because of graduate school, but the promptly spreading the word part. After second period, I went down to one of my colleagues, who is also a Neal Shusterman fan, and wow, that just lit up in my eyes, and said, hey, look what I got, and then she was jealous, and she wanted it. And I said, you have to wait until after I read it, which is not going to be until next week. And I can't wait until next week, but graduate school must take precedence. In other Neal Shusterman news, I was checking out his Facebook page today and found out that he's got another book in the works, and it sounds really cool. If you click on it, the dft.ba link that is probably going to be somewhere near my finger, you can find out what he has said about his book, but what I understand is he's going to write it the same way he did as Unwind. That is, you can't see exactly where his position on an issue is, but this one is about gender and sexuality and all of that. The basic premise is that kids are not assigned gender until they're teenagers. They can choose. These two kids have been together and they decide that one of them is going to be a girl and one of them is going to be a boy so that they can be together, and by some happenstance, they both end up being assigned male genders, and they have to deal with that. I'm super excited to read this book when it comes out. I also know that, or have heard, that Antsy Floats, the third Antsy book, is somewhere near completion, and that Unholy is going to be a sequel to Unwind, which should be out, I don't know, at some point. Keep an eye on Shusterman's Facebook page for more information. That's it for my mid-month video. Happy reading, and don't forget to be awesome.